Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you haven't seen any of my recent videos, you might not know that for the month of March, I am trying out different workout routines. So far, we have done Alicia Vikander, some of the housewives, Brie Larson's, and we even did my mom's. And by the title, you can see that we are going to be ending it off with Rocky. Now, obviously, the Rocky movies are like best known for the montages of training and things like that. But when I was watching the montages, there was a lot of things that I knew I was not going to be physically capable to do. So after doing all this research, I never found exactly what he did, but I did find an article that gave what they thought he would have done to get in the shape that he was in for these movies. So I'm going to follow this article's plan exactly, but there are going to be a few modifications to it. The main modification is that in the article, they say he works out 2 times a day. And as great as that would be to do, one, there's not enough time in the day for me to be able to do that. And the second issue is I know that my body would be so incredibly sore from having to do that much working out that I probably would not be able to even finish this video. So after looking at the plan that they created really well, I realized that they just start repeating the same exact thing after day 2. It's day 1 all over again, exactly the same, no changes, and so on. So my plan to make this work for myself is to take day 1's morning, day 1's night, day 2's morning, day 2's night, and spread them out across 4 days. So as close to the Rocky steps as I am, I'm not close enough that my 20-year-old car wants to drive all the way there and back just for me to run up those steps. But I still feel like we need to include this iconic run. So luckily for me, people have gone on and researched based on where he passed in the movie, how many miles it would be to do this run. And it was a 30-mile run. I am nowhere near doing 30 miles in one day, even let alone a week right now. So we're gonna modify it a little bit, and we're just gonna take that decimal from behind the 0 and put it in front of it. So every day I'm gonna do 3 miles, especially since I am currently doing a challenge where I'm trying to make up on my past mileage. So this was perfect to help me get some more mileage in. So day 1 did not go as I had planned it to go. I was up, I was ready, I was feeling great. I got up, took my vitamins as I always do in the morning, and then when my mom came to take her vitamins, she realized, these are not my vitamins. These are yours. And now it would be totally fine if I took her vitamins because we take the exact same amount and everything. The only issue is that she happens to take a low blood pressure pill mixed in with her vitamins. So basically what I'm saying is the girl who was having really low blood pressure like a few weeks ago took her mother's blood pressure pill that is supposed to lower her high blood pressure. Now the only blessing was that it did not kick in, so I was able to go on the treadmill and at least get a 5K done. But honestly, as soon as I got off of it, I really started to feel the low blood pressure start to kick in. I decided to take the next 2 days off because on Tuesday my blood pressure was still really low, and Wednesday it was kind of bopping between like really low and then going back to normal. So I figured let's just take a minute and we will restart this all on Thursday. So after starting with a 5K, we can finally get to some of the weight training. The interesting thing about this plan was that the sets and the reps all vary so much. Most of the other workouts were pretty consistent on how many sets and reps they were doing. I actually was able to do all the moves. The only one I couldn't do was this narrow chest press. I don't know why, but I just felt like I was like really off with it. So I just figured let's skip it. And technically chin-ups were also supposed to be on this list, but as I knew that I can't do a pull-up, I knew that there was no way overnight I was magically going to be able to do some chin-ups. I did end up modifying these bent over lateral raises to just normal lateral raises because they were giving me this weird pain sensation I've never had in my shoulder before, so I figured it's better to just go with a normal lateral raise. So after not doing any legs at all yesterday, we are finally doing some legs, and I knew this was going to be rough because I was going to try and use weights even though I typically just do most of these moves with body weights, so I knew we had to get the motivational music pumping. The single leg calf raises were probably the hardest for me. It does say specifically to do them with weights, but I just kind of felt like I was off doing them with weights and felt like I could maybe get a little bit better with form if I didn't have the weights. Obviously in my gym we don't have a seated calf raise machine, so I figured I could maybe just put a weight on my lap and see if that would be somewhat similar. I definitely think I was onto something here, but I really think I just needed to add more weight to feel it. Other than that, I don't think it was a bad idea on my part to just give it a try. Going into this day, I kind of noticed that they never do basic variations of these moves, which I definitely prefer. I'm sure there's benefits to doing them with these variations that they had picked, but for me, it was really uncomfortable, so I decided to scrap it and just stick to the basic variations for these. For example, once again, they wanted you to do the bent over lateral raises, and then they wanted you to like sit on the bench, but I figured I'm just gonna stick with the normal standing one because it's just more comfortable for my arms. Now, I don't know if you can hear the constant beeping that's going off. The building's fire alarm's broken. But I am supposed to technically do decline sit-ups. So I would do them now, but there's nobody here to help me get on this thing and off this thing. And you might be like, well, maybe you can do it on your own. No. I actually did these on Saturday just for fun. I was like, let me get on this thing and just see it because my mom was on it. I was like, all right. And I was able to do like 2.5 sit-ups on there. So I know there's that. So for me to try to get on here all on my own with no help getting on or off, just to be able to do only really like 2, we're not gonna do it. So we're just gonna say, we'll count those 2 from the other day. Move over to the cables. Luckily we only have 2 there, and then I don't have to listen to the constant beeping anymore. So I decided to do a variation for this as well. They want you to do barbell curls here, and there's no way that I'm going to be able to curl the bar that we have. So I figured that doing cable curls would be the closest that I could probably get to doing something like a barbell curl. I thought for today that we were going to probably be doing like another version of legs, but nope, here we are. We're doing upper body again and a little bit of core. These shoulder shrugs were so awkward. I tried first starting with 2 plates, and then I was like, let me see if one's a little bit more comfortable. And it was, but they still just felt like really off and uncomfortable. I am now just also realizing that I should have tried with the kettlebells because I would have had more variety and weights that I could have chosen, but too late for that. Now for these cable moves, I kind of had to try my best with what I had. Most of the videos that were showing these, they had the 2 cables at the same height, but all the ones on these machines are all at different heights. And I ended up having to pass on this one just because my shoulder was not having fun with it at all. My overall thought on this is that there's really no like coordination between what days you're doing what. And now I know in the beginning I said that they were supposed to be going together some of the days, but I still think even if you put them together and did them in the same day or all in one workout with no break, that it would have flowed better. What I'm also really shocked is that they gave you no kind of like boxing training at all for this, and I'm pretty sure probably when he trained for this movie he probably practiced boxing and things like that, whether it was punching a punching bag, shadow boxing, or the speed bag. There was nothing of that sort at all in this plan. Now, if we're going to keep ranking it on the way that we've ranked all these things, is this Captain Marvel bad? No, I don't think so. I just think maybe if you kind of like organized it better by the muscle groups, it wouldn't have been as bad. I really just kind of felt like I just kept working out my shoulders, and as someone who doesn't have great shoulders, definitely not fun for me. In the future, I would definitely love to create the workouts from the montages exactly, and hopefully by then I will have a new car and then we can like run up the rocky stairs and everything. But overall, I had so much fun trying out all these different people's workout routines, even the sucky ones I did enjoy trying. So make sure you guys come back next week though to see what my official ranking is of all these workout routines and to see if I completed the challenge I made for myself for the month of March. But till then, thank you guys so much for watching, and roll the outro. Smells like Dunkin' Donuts. See y'all? I knew I smelled Dunkin' Donuts. It was just all the way down here in the trash, in the track.
Let's go. I want you to be on the treadmill.
Uh-oh.